That's crazy, isn't it? So, making money. So, obviously, most of the people that I'm going to be talking to or that are going to look this up are going to be streamers. And I'm going to tell you now, you're not setting yourself up to make the most amount of money possible, okay? You need to expand, you need to diversify the amount of content you're producing so then you have more avenues in which to monetize, right? So let's talk about all the three major ways to monetize. So there's streaming, there's YouTube content, and then there's socials. So with streaming, right? I'm gonna talk about Twitch specifically, just because it behaves differently from both Facebook monetization and YouTube monetization in regards to streaming. The streaming category is gonna be strictly Twitch. Strictly Twitch. Cool. So there's how many ways of monetizing is it? So there's like two, technically, like actual ways that you can consistently monetize, right? There's sponsorships, and then there are subs, right? I'm not going to include donations because donations aren't necessarily a legitimately viable way to actually get the money in, right? For a reason that I will explain with all of this, right? So sponsorships, right? How do you make money with a sponsorship? So you don't just reach out to somebody and say, hey, sponsor me. I have people that watch me, give me some sort of a deal. What's going to happen is they're going to ask you things about your demographic, right? Oops. Demographic, right? They're going to ask you about your views, and then experience with other sponsorships. Experience, okay? So why are these three important as to why you'll land the sponsorship? So let me turn on my music actually because it's a little loud. So the reason those things are important, of course, the demographic in which you stream to is crucial, because let's say I reach out to, I don't know, let's say I reach out to Fender, right? And I was like, hey dude, you should sponsor me, right? I'll push your guitars specifically, right? I'll push your guitars to see to get you more foot traffic on your website, buying more products, so on and so forth. If I am a gaming channel that does nothing music related, my demographic does not cater to Fender at all, right? Instead, it'd be of more use for me to I don't know, reach out to Scuff maybe, right? Be like, hey, like I use your controller on stream all the time, right? I even got it with the custom colors and everything. This is my demographic, right? I'm a gaming content creator for console games specifically, and I use your product. How about we do a collab, right? We sign a deal for it, right? They're more likely to say yes because the demographic in which you stream to is more crucial to them. It's part of their target audience. Your target audience is their target audience. Those have to overlap. If they don't, the deal is of no benefit to the company you are reaching out to. Views are important, right? Now, I'm not going to say that you need to have thousands of views. Realistically, you could actually be fairly small. Let's say 150 to 200 views, okay, per stream, to get a sponsorship, okay? I would even argue that you could even potentially do it with 50 views, and here's why. Because the numbers of views you get determines your value. I spelled that wrong. Determine? I don't know how to spell it. But anyways, it determines your value, right? So if I had 50 viewers, let's say, I could still hypothetically get a deal for those 50 viewers that I get every single stream, right? Because I still am reaching 50 people every stream, okay? The amount of money I will get paid for it will drop drastically, but it's still it can still be monetized, right? If you go on Instagram, like let's go on Instagram right now, see how quickly I can do this. But on Instagram, you can actually put out ads for your content and such, right? I've done it a couple of times, and it definitely helps. When I did put them out, my content wasn't phenomenal, and I wasn't doing a lot to actually turn it around, which was a little disappointing. So it didn't actually help me very much in the long run, but it still helped with my engagement at least. And it was a good learning experience. So let's say I go to some of my past promotions, right? So for example, the post I made about the gaming lounge that I opened, I paid $70 and let's see, view insights. So I paid $70 for this post to be promoted on Instagram stories, on people's feeds, so on and so forth, right? I believe it also went on Facebook as well, if I'm not mistaken, because Facebook owns Instagram, so it translated over. So the promotion itself got 220 clicks, right? So that's 220 people that clicked on the ad, right? I also received a grand total of 265 profile visits. 83% of those were from the ad, right? From the promo. 6 people visited my YouTube. 83% of those were from my were from the ad. I did have someone reach out to me via phone, which Instagram also tracked, again, from the ad. And then the engagement went through the roof. I had 20 comments. I had 50 likes. That's not actually that's pretty high now that I think about it, for my page at least. 20 comments, which is ridiculously high. And I also had 15 people save this, right? It reached 4,400 people, okay, with the ad alone, okay? So Instagram deemed that me paying $70, it should reach a minimum of it probably aimed for 4,000 and it went a little bit higher. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it works, but I still got 4,000 people from it. Okay, that is the value that Instagram saw with the ad. So when I do this with a sponsor, I'm gonna have to negotiate how much value those views are to them. Okay, I have to present an argument in saying, hey, these views are worth this much, right? So if I stream 3 times a week and I get 50 views, okay, 50 times 3, that's 150 impressions every week. Okay, so times 4, the 4.2, sorry, that's 630 impressions, right? It's not a lot, but it's still 630. So me personally, what I would try to do, I'd say, hey, sponsor me for $10 a month for those views, okay? I would lowball it because, again, in my opinion, 50 views on average per stream isn't super valuable, okay? But I would probably make it a super short contract, anywhere between 3 to 6 months, because, again, I'm hoping to grow by that point, and then we would have to renegotiate the terms of the contract, because now I've become more valuable as an asset to them in regards to reaching more people. So views determine value, and that also determines your negotiation power. Now your experience. Let's say I am working with G Fuel, okay? G Fuel sells a product, okay? What they're gonna ask me is, hey, what is your experience in selling other people's products, or maybe even your own product on stream? How successful was it? That is crucial, because if I have zero experience, I'm less valuable, okay? The likelihood of me being able to turn around a product dropped drastically. If I do have some experience, but it ended up being very poor, and I didn't actually get a lot of revenue or products through, that also demotes my value, okay? My experience is also crucial. In my opinion, this won't determine your value. The demographic will just determine whether or not you're even in their ballpark, okay? These two, your views and your experience, those will dictate your value more than your demographic will, right? If, let's say, I sell my own merch, right? And within 6 months, I was able to sell 30 pieces of merch, okay? At, I don't know, $30 for each unit, okay? So 20 in 6 months, so 20 times 30 is 600. So that's $100 a month worth of product, right? If it's in 6 months. I can say I translated over a $30 product. G Fuel is worth $10. I should be able to turn around, I don't know. Well, if I sold 20 units, I would argue that I could probably sell about $1,000 worth of product within the 6 months, right? And that will go to a part of my value, and I'd maybe ask for, I don't know, 3% of it, okay? Like, how you negotiate is entirely up to you to see how much leverage you actually have. I underprice myself, right? Which is definitely crucial to me. And for most content creators underprice themselves because we don't quite understand our own value because we just don't have a whole lot of experience in marketing. Okay. When you're reaching out to another company, you're dealing with somebody who literally has spent years, probably got a degree in marketing, understanding the actual value of this sort of exposure. Okay. I would look up YouTube videos. I haven't done this yet because I have never been in any situations like this, nor do I plan on being in that situation anytime soon because I just don't have the value to myself yet. On how to deal with those people and how to read them. Because you want to make sure you don't get undercut. Because if you get undercut, like you just left money on the table. So that's something you're gonna have to learn how to do with sponsorships. But these are gonna be the ways that allow you to gain value, and you need to understand the value of these aspects of your brand, your stream, right? Oh, stupid cat! I hate this cat. It can never decide whether or not it wants to be in or out of the fucking room. Are you gonna get in? Freaking dumb cat, you. Okay, so you better stay in for like the next hour at least. My lord. Okay. So, next way you can monetize your stream is through subs. Now, subs are interesting. Hunt time, me and Bryson are hopping on. I'm streaming right now. Hold on, I'm doing a talk on stream. Play some games without me. I swear to God, cat, if you want to go outside, I'm not letting you out. Okay. So subs are interesting because oh man, I'm also getting a phone call. So subs. How are you gonna monetize with subs? So basically, as you guys know, like you pay so much for a sub on Twitch. I think there's 3 tiers, right? And they're all set values. And how you monetize it, I feel like most Twitch streamers do it wrong. And here's why. Asking someone to sub just so then you can support yourself, so basically begging for it, just so you can make money, bad. Is very, very bad, right? Because now you're asking them for money just so then you can keep doing what you're already doing, okay? Why not? Okay, this is what every content creator should do. Give perks for being a sub. You have to give perks, or else there's just no real value into paying for it. They can already get it for free. Why should they have to pay for it, right? Give value for sub, right? For example, there's a streamer that I watch super regularly, super great dude, absolutely love the guy. Let's pull him up real quick. John, right? I'll actually link his Twitch into the in the description, right? Oh, come on, Twitch, do your thing. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Where is he? John Stout. Okay. I love this dude. Okay. He is the only person I've actually ever subbed to, and he's not a huge content creator. Okay. He's just a really good dude that makes quality content, and he brings me value. Okay. Now, before I paid for it, the reason I subbed is because he'll play games with his subs. All right. Like today, I played Valorant with him. That's what held me up today. Is I was playing Valorant with the guy, right? And I had a blast. I'm not opposed to paying. What am I paying? Like $4 a month, I think. $5 a month for a tier 1. I think it's $5 a month to be able to play with him. Yeah, 2-month anniversary. I have no problem with that, right? He brings me value when I give him money. He does additional stuff for me. You get what I'm saying? I'm not paying just because I want him to make money off of it. I'm paying because I'm getting something out of it. Now some people, they'll be all like, well, I got cool badges, and I got cool emotes that come with subbing. I don't give a damn. It's a freaking emote. Are you kidding me? Why would I care that you gave me an emote? No, that's not what I want to do. How can I share this, dude? Share. Copy a link. I don't care about the emote. That gives literally no value to me at all. At all, right? So if you're asking for subs, give them perks. You can play games with me. You get the ability once a week maybe to join an exclusive subs only stream. Now that subs only stream has to be different from your normal stream, because if it's the same thing as your normal stream, there's no additional value there, right? They're paying to get one more day of the same thing, right? You got to spice it up. You got to change it somehow, so then there's actual value being given when they give you the money, right? There has to be a quantifiable perk to it. So why don't I include donations into this? Because when someone gives you a donation, you really can't do anything about it. You can't give them more value like you can with a sub, right? And it's just out of the goodness of someone's heart. And it's not something to be relied on. Most people aren't so kind to just give donations, okay? I've been streaming, 6 months now? Just about, about 6 months. And I have received like 3 tips, a grand total of like $16, right? Having a talk on stream right now. You get what I mean? Like, honestly, I'm gonna be 100% with you. Even with John, right, who gives like actual value, like he'll straight up stop playing to console people about their divorces, about how hard life is, right? Like he does genuine wholesome stuff. Like he's a super loving dude. Okay, but this guy, I have never seen him actually get a donation, ever. That's better. I've never seen him receive a donation. He gets subs all the time. He gets gifted subs all the time, right? Because he's bringing actual value to people through their subs. But I never see donations. Occasionally, there's bits here and there, but bits don't really translate to a whole lot of money. You see what I mean? The donations aren't super valuable, and this guy averages, I want to say probably between 30 to 50 viewers per stream, right? So the reliability of a donation just isn't there. That's okay. You have two other ways to monetize your stream. Now, YouTube content. YouTube content is just way better to monetize. 100% is. You can't convince me otherwise, right? So, you can obviously do it through sponsors, right? You can do it through YouTube, right? YouTube will monetize it for you. Yes, Twitch does as well, but for a very minuscule amount through ad revenue. Twitch's ad revenue compensation is horseshit. Don't rely on it. Look at any streamer that talks about how much money they make. They never say that most of their money comes from ad revenue. None of them. None of them will ever say that because it's horseshit. It is a dumb way to expect money through ad rev on Twitch. Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. No, Bryson, I'm gonna do this. So YouTube's CPM is significantly better, and it also varies on what sort of content you're putting out on it, right? The genre in which you put out content will determine your pay, right? So like for gaming right now, I think it's like $3. If you were like technically like doing investing, let's say, like helping get like let's say your target audience was gamers, but teaching gamers how to invest, right? You would probably be getting, I want to say like anywhere between $5 to $6 per view, right? So your monetization is significantly better depending, better or worse depending on the genre, right? But YouTube has a really great payout. You can also add like a Patreon, which in my opinion, based on how much is being taken, is way better than subs. Because Patreon, they only take 70% of what is being paid into it, right? And you can still do the exclusive content and all that sort of stuff, right? Just like subs. With Patreon, they only take 70%. Twitch will take 50%. So Patreon in of itself is a better way to do it. You get what I'm saying? And then you also will get better sponsors just because this is a more reliable platform, right? Rather than Twitch, as I've stated in other videos, right? This is just significantly more reliable. It's more well known. It's less up in the air, right? So sponsors are more willing to see the value in you and actually write a deal with you. Now socials. Socials, the only way to make money off of it is through sponsors. It's not great if you're not huge. And it's significantly harder as a gamer to push product from socials rather than a YouTube video. I'm not sure as to why, but a lot of socials don't really convert well in regards to calls to action to get your viewers to buy shit. Like right now, I think Twitter and LinkedIn are the two best ways to actually turn it around. But even then, LinkedIn is so much better than Twitter. But gamers can't really utilize LinkedIn right now. LinkedIn is really ideal for B2B, and we're not B2B. We're barely B2C because we're not actually selling product. You get what I'm saying? We're entertainers. So it's really hard for us to utilize LinkedIn in order to convert people's, in order to push product or services. I do not believe that any gamer should use socials as a primary means of monetization, nor should they ever use streaming as a primary source of monetization. YouTube content has historically proven that it is a better way to monetize and actually get a larger monetization with smaller numbers compared to Twitch. So if you really wanted to make this a full-time career, focus here. Focus on this YouTube content. Don't focus on your streaming. Yes, streaming is easier, but it doesn't translate into money. The ROI isn't there. The amount of time you have to put into it for it to actually start generating money is so disproportionate compared to YouTube There's just no reason not to. Just focus on YouTube content. Use streaming as a way to expand your brand. So then this gains more value. Everything you should do should honestly complement your YouTube channel. It shouldn't be everything complements your Twitch channel, because Twitch is just it's not as easily monetizable, or if you can monetize it, it doesn't monetize at scale the same way YouTube does. Like, honestly, if I had to be 100% with you guys, I would prefer that gamers focused more on monetizing their socials over their Twitch, because even this is easier to do with sponsors than with a Twitch account, because again, the reliability of social platforms is there, and the awareness of the social platforms is there compared to Twitch. So yeah, that's my TED Talk on making money off of your content. Now let's get to the games.